Hi, I'm Doggone. Welcome to AthensMC Rehab style. Well, long time no talk. I think what I need here, I'm trying to remember what I'm doing here. I'm fully ironed up. I got no diamonds though. None. Let's see. Let's go check things out. Well, I hope you're doing well. Good to be back here. Oh, chickens, that's right. We have chickens, clucks, mini clucks. Many clucks. Let's see. Everything back here. We have potato farm. We have some trees. Oh, jungle tree. Interesting. Forgot about that stuff. I'm getting some weird glare artifacts on my screen right now. Okay, potatoes. So we'll keep an eye on these potatoes. Chicken. Let's get a lily pad. Cover that water source block up. So Minecraft. I just now discovered there's a new launcher for it. This is how long it's been since I have been into Minecraft. We got that awesome bow, don't we? Punch 1, Infinity 1, Power 4, Unbreaking 1. Okay. We have no lily pads. Well, to do a quest for lily pads, we have to journey far and wide. Oh, I'm hearing no sound. Let me get my headphones on. Good word. Am I getting no sound at all? Yeah, there's some sound. Okay. Whew. Yeah, so Mojang released a new Minecraft installer, and do I have bid? Yes. Not sure how far we're going to go. Probably not very far. And this is my first time with the new installer downloading. Apparently Minecraft doesn't run in Java anymore. What the hey? The only thing I can think is that, hey chicken, is that Microsoft. Was it Microsoft they sold it to? Yeah, it was, right? That Microsoft has come through with some development assets that allowed Mojang to port the game to, I don't know what, man. Compiled C code? I don't know. Who knows? But apparently Java is not needed anymore. Maybe it's only that Java is not needed in... No, that's not true. I started to say only in the installer, but that's not true because there's a wabbit. It's on the other side of the curtain. Wabbits. No, I saw something that said that it didn't even need the correct source of Java to run Minecraft, period. So that's interesting. Is there anything I need paper for? Don't think so. Well, this is going to taper out here. No lily pads out this way. You know, I could build a land bridge. That would take so much dirt. But that would be so cool. To have a land bridge back home. Back across the ocean. That would take so much dirt. Well, as soon as I hit the record button, I went to hit it. I was immediately having the congestion that I've still been battling ever since I got ill back around the first of the year. No joke, what happened was there was a student who was ill in my very first, the first day of the first class I taught this semester. He sat on the front row, front and center, and he had that feverish look and that hacking cough that indicated it's probably something viral. Anyway, whatever it was, man, it's been rough. I think I got it from him. It has been wild. I'm actually going to go see my doctor about it next week just to make sure everything is cool. There's my window there. Let's see, rehab-wise, everything going well? Let's see. What's up with you, dog? Everything going well, dog? Yeah, dog, everything's going pretty well. Same, pretty much. Same. Classes, I'm having high moments and low moments in my classes, but that's normal. Seems like every semester I have an amazing class and a class that kind of sucks, and I definitely have that this semester. But it's weird because it seems like at the end of the semester, looking back on things, the class I thought was so good wasn't really that good. The class that I thought was so bad maybe it really wasn't so bad. Why is this? Did something explode back here? No, I think this was where I think I tunneled underneath it and stuff collapsed, and I had to build I think if I break through this, there will be the inside of our little abode. And that, I think it's either our pumpkins or our melons or both. Very interesting and fun note for me. Last year, midpoint of last year, I noticed there was groundbreaking happening on a piece of property very close to where I live. It was a corner area, excuse me, and big corner lot. Oh, beautiful. And this reminds me of fishing in the rain with my dad. Dad always swore by fishing in the rain. He said it brought the fish up to the surface. We only did it a few times. I think one of those times I came home, got a cold, and that was the end of fishing in the rain with Dad. Mom put an end to that. Let's add a little light between these trees here just to cut down on mob propagation. Wow, speaking of which, dog, till I don't get out much. Hey, there's a full-grown cluck. So this property, it was a big, very large, I'd say 40 acres or so of undeveloped grasslands and cedar trees, and with the new sunrise, the storms are over. Gentle night rain is done. Let's go see if that skeleton left us something. There's a potato. Bones and arrows. That'll work. Hey! Can I not run all of a sudden? Can I not bow? For years, I used to tell my wife Sarah that somebody was going to make a fortune selling that piece of land because it was in a great place, real close to a well-established subdivision, and there was a time when this subdivision was affluent. It's a nice place. That all the homes have 1 acre lots. It was affluent at one time, and the generation has kind of aged quite geriatrically, and it's changed. The makeup of the subdivision has changed quite a lot out here, and other subdivisions have grown up. That's the main thing. Other parcels of land were developed and parceled out, and so now there's quite a bit of there are quite a lot of people out here. And so somebody finally bought that land. And yes, I looked into it myself. Try not to sneeze here. I looked into it myself, but it was on the order of $1 million or a few millions of dollars, and it was way beyond my personal price point in any respect, even with all the leverage I could get. And who knows? I mean, I'm a hippie. I would not have wanted to cut down the trees and develop it and whatever. So that's likely I would not have, even had I been in a position I could afford something like that. Very unlikely I would have done anything. But I fantasized about it a lot, about what I could do with it. If you build it, he will come. Put in a baseball, all kinds of things I thought about. Fantasized about if I were to win the lottery, And hey, chicken fertilize my perfect. Chickens, in the real world, chickens in gardens exist very mutually beneficially. Chickens eat the bugs, and they fertilize the garden with their nitrous poop, their nitrates. In fact, the salts in their poop can burn up a garden if they take in too much processed food. But free-range chickens, much better, much better. Speaking of which, for an egg, get egged. Get an egg job, as they say. Cool. We'll come here and make more eggs, chickens. So, for years, in fact for decades, that plot of land went unbought and undeveloped. And I knew the day was going to come when it was developed. And that day finally came last year. In the midst of my personal blues, my own blues, I noticed one day it was being developed. Kind of didn't care anymore. Kind of like Phil Collins. I don't care no more. No more, no more. And then a week or two later, I saw a sign said, "Coming soon, Walmart Neighborhood Market." And I was like, oh, unbelievable. Because this is an area that is, I knew the plot was zoned as commercial. There'd been a big old sign up there for, like I said, decades. And I knew it was a commercial zoning. So the commercial development is totally legit and doesn't really make me upset. I knew it was going to happen at some point. hippie that I am. As much as I love the trees, and I do, there's something about a little wilderness plot that, I think we need it, man. I think it's what makes the city people a little bit insane. They don't get their wilderness, and I can't explain why. I don't have any science to back me up here or anything, but it just seems to me that we need untouched, we need stuff to do its thing without intervention, without human intervention, in order to, I don't know, be at peace, be restful, and be calm. The world's just a lot bigger than us, right? A lot bigger than humans in the order we try to establish in things. And that's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with that log up there, though. I got 2 pieces of logs. Oh, man. Trouble with trees. Trouble with tribbles. So I watched very excitedly as this particular plot of land was developed, and it said coming in January. And I thought, oh baby, coming in January. Can't wait to see what this is going to be like, And then January kind of came and went. I was like, oh man. But you don't get too excited. You don't get too wound up about that, because these things do get pushed back, and it's just the nature of it. Nature of development to have unexpected surprises like that. And so it's a real thing now. Walmart Neighborhood Market, and it is, I'm here to tell you, it is fantastic. This is the best Walmart. It's one of the best grocery stores I've ever seen in my life, and it is the best Walmart Neighborhood Market, certainly anywhere around here. The aisles are wide and clean and clear. They are jam-packed with all kinds of, a wide variety of food. The assortment of food is fantastic. The prices are fantastic. They're the best prices I can find anywhere in the city. Of course. I mean, you would think, of course, it is Walmart, And don't have a sorrow for the local mom and pop grocery store that got put out of business, because the other grocery stores around town suck. They suck ass, man. This is the lousiest. We've had the lousiest grocery stores in town, in the metro out here in Yukon, and we used to have a few good ones, but they got bought out and industrialized. There's a local chain called, I've pushed it right out of my mind, Homeland. It is the worst piece of crap grocery store I've ever been around in my life. I don't know why, but I do know why. Sarah was a big fan of Homeland. It's because they had double coupons, and she could really get her coupon game on at Homeland, and that's something. That's something, I'm not going to say it's not, but the quality of everything they served, they kept was terrible. Their meat was terrible. Their everything, man. One of my little peeves, I guess you'd call it, was the pork. Sarah would buy pork. She was just, I don't know why, she loved pork. And I know it's cheap, but the quality of pork is lousy, especially the stuff you'd get at Homeland. And I mean, it just absolutely, the taste of it's completely offensive to me. It's like it's rotten or something. Anyway, don't know I ever got sick from it, so I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know. I might have. But anyway, enough about the negative side of the competition. I shed no tear for the competition, because what competition there was sucked, and this place has just destroyed competition right off the bat, man. I was everybody I talked to about that I'm in bliss when I walk into this place. It's just great selection. Prices are great. It's a big place. It's sort of you don't feel nuts because everything's crammed together, you know, like you feel in some grocery stores. There's order, and everybody I've talked to loves the place. Saw my neighbor there the other day. She loves it. I saw there was a lady there. Fuss at me maybe, but anyway, there was a lady there, a nice looking lady that I just don't know her, but happened to, you know, it was one of those things where suddenly I was like, something is possible here, you know, if you want some kind of a connection. And I thought, well, no, I'm too much of a derp for that. But anyway, I had small talk with this lady, and she loves the place too. We were both there on a Friday night. I guess it was a Friday night. Yeah, it was. It was like a 9 o'clock Friday night. Not many people there. 9 o'clock Friday night. I guess the one beef I've got about the store is that it was. It almost always is crowded. There's always somebody in that store. And they cheaped out on getting cashier help, at least for a while. And so it was, I went there once and just waited in line. And but, you know, at one point I would get all ticked about this, but instead of getting ticked off, I just started talking to some people in line and kind of cutting up with them and having fun. And, you know, it makes the time pass. Sooner or later, you get checked out, you know. So, anyway, that's the only remote complaint I had, and that was just the one day. It's been, every other time I've been, it's been fine. Including one day right before an ice storm, and there was very few people there. And I was like, this is kind of crazy. I mean, the lines were not big at all, and that was crazy. But anyway, that's just a bright spot in my life right now, that neighborhood market. It's got, it's so close to my house. One of the ongoing arguments I used to have with Sarah was, she was a little bit of, I'm going to make this an extreme. I'm going to say this extreme. She wasn't this extreme, but a little bit of a pack rat, a little bit of a hoarder. She would get certain things and she just would never use them or get rid of them. Sewing, her fabric and stuff we had decades worth of fabric for projects that she never did, and I think I still got some in the upstairs room. When I have the heart to go work through cleaning it, I think there's still stuff that needs to be donated. I kind of have been saving it for her, but people tell me if she hasn't gotten it by now, she doesn't want it. It's been almost 2 full years, you know, so, or more. Has it been more? I think it's been 2 years. Yeah, just 2 years, because Brett's coming into the end of his sophomore year. That's what it is. But anyway, I mean, is a mild form of hoarderism, if that's what it was. But she would buy a lot of stuff at the grocery store. She'd buy a lot of stuff at once, and then it was like one of her goals was to pack our cupboards completely full and keep them full at all times. Which I'm a big fan. I grew up. Pardon me. Didn't get a jungle sapling, did I? Yeah, it's okay. I grew up. My young engineering days, I worked in this thing called Just in Time, which was you only buy as much as you need when you need it. You know, I learned early on that in my early 20s that if you can let somebody else carry the cost of carrying stock, you know, things eventually go bad, or because you got so much clutter you can't find stuff. You let somebody else find the stock, keep the stock, and you just go get stuff when you need it. And anyway, since she's been gone, I have been letting my cupboards go bare to find out, only what I need, what I like to keep, what's good for me to keep, and what feels right for me to keep. And consequently, one of my sort of ongoing struggles has been how often to go shopping and what do I want and when. What kind of grocery stores do I like? And I've been doing most of my shopping at this little Buy for Less grocery store. I don't know if that's just a local chain, but it's called Buy for Less. And the only reason I would shop there is because, well, it was cheap enough, but it was also just really close to where I'd go work out. Sorry, I had to pause. I had a little tickle in my throat. But the store itself was not that. Once in a while, one of the cashiers would kind of flirt with me a little bit, and that was nice. But that's not the reason you keep going back to a store. Anyway, once this Walmart neighborhood market became a thing, I realized I don't have to go back to that Buy for Less anymore. In fact, I don't have to go anywhere else to shop. I don't have to go across town. I would used to have to go across town to the big Walmart when I needed something serious. And I don't need to anymore. This Walmart neighborhood market has it all. They've got Walmart prices on Jimmy food, like the chicken drumsticks. They've got wide variety of meat, and the cooked chicken. They have that. They cook it up in their deli, in their kitchen. So anyway, that's just been a really bright spot in my life. It's kind of weird, man. Kind of weird, but I guess this is what happens when you become a sort of a a guy who has to do his own shopping again. Not that I ever had a problem with it. I used to do the shopping, all the grocery shopping. When we lived in Pofftown in North Carolina, there was a Harris Teeter grocery store not nearby us, but it was on my way home from working at AT&T factory and the AT&T factory. And I would do the shopping there. Soon after I bought my car, some old man in a big old barge pulled off my car bumper out in the parking lot, and as he was backing out, and it was my first experience with filing an insurance claim and reporting an accident to the police. And I found out about it because they paged me to the front of the store, and somebody told me they had seen that. They had seen it all. The guy had driven away. And anyway, the cops tracked him down, and just a strange. That in itself was kind of a weird deal. Had mixed feelings about it in retrospect. I think I've talked about it once in rehab, but it was a long time ago. It turned out the police tracked down who had done it, and it was an old guy. And he was a nice guy, but he was really old. And the cost, I took the car to a shop to find out how much it would cost to repair the bumper. It was one of the black rubberized bumpers back in that day. And it was $300. And now that's not a whole lot in today's dollars, but but it wasn't chump change back in 1985, 6, 7. That would have been about 1986 or 7, I think. And anyway, so the cop called me back at home one day after he had located the guy, and said the guy has he says kind of a sad case. The guy has some issues with being senile. He's in his 80s, and he's a really nice guy. And after it all happened, in retrospect, I thought to myself, the cop was sympathetic and was sort of pleading the guy's case, but the cop was like, well, I can file charges. You want me to go ahead and file charges? And I was like, yeah, go ahead and file charges. And because what the guy did was wrong. It turned out the old man had locked bumpers with my car, backed out, ripped my bumper off. It pulled the rubberized bumper off, and then it flopped it back in. It snapped it back. I can't come up with a good visual image for this, but it ripped it off, yanked it, and then it let it go. And when it let go, it sort of pronged back into place. But you could see what had happened. But had I not been told about it, I'm not sure I would have known it had happened. And when I took it to the auto repair shop, I said, well, can I just not repair this? And he said, well, cosmetically it doesn't look bad if you don't repair it, but who knows if it's been compromised. There's no way of really knowing if it's been compromised in its structural integrity. So if you get into an accident, who knows if it's going to be if it will sustain the collision. Anyway, the bottom line is I went ahead and held the guy responsible for the old guy responsible for the damage, and his family paid the $300. And I think about that from time to time, and I feel bad about that, to the point that there are times I wish I would just track down this family and pay them back. Not that the guy, you know what I mean, not that it wasn't, I had every right to hold this person responsible for fixing my car because he had damaged it and driven away without waiting for me to come out of the store. You could have just waited 10 or 15 minutes. I think that's what I would have done, wait 10 or 15 minutes and see if somebody comes out, leave a note on the windshield. Those are the things that you do, when this kind of stuff happens. And he didn't do that. So, but on the other hand, I've always thought to myself, he might have been, hey, Skeleton, old enough that this might have caused him to get his license taken away from him or something like that, So that's kind of been on my mind for many years. Kind of one of those things that you think, you wonder if you should have done it differently. Not sure you would ever do it differently, but you wonder if you should have, Man, I don't know why my thoughts turned to that, but anyway, grocery store. I used to do all of our family shopping, and I'm fluent and familiar with it. It doesn't bother me, but just so pleased to have this Walmart neighborhood market in town. It's great, man. Well, I'll see you guys next time. What? Indy? See you. Alright, well, I'll see you next time.